Welcome back. Stop! Right, okay, so you did well, except for Carlotta, who when she was outside bought a coffee. And can you please stand up, please, Carlotta? Okay, there you go. There you go. A lovely new style for Carlotta. Okay, yes. Yes, dear, oh dear. Okay, so yes, tragedy struck. Tragedy struck. Now, okay. Okay, so I asked you all to put the vocabulary on the board. Okay, so I asked you to put the vocabulary on the board, and as you can see, it's quite extensive. Now, you see this for free. Okay, you see this for free. You don't need a teacher for any of this. What I did when you put the vocabulary on the board is I generated a huge, big, long list of definitions, words and definitions from those words, as you can see here. Huge, big, long list with the definitions. Now, before I do that, I would like you to discuss with your partners. Can you identify any of the other words and the meanings of those words from the other lists? Okay, not from your list, from the other list. So get back in your groups again. Okay, can you identify anything from the other groups? Okay, so get back in the groups that you're in. Okay, so Alice, you come down to Carlotta, Vicente, and Luis work together first. Vicente, you. Okay. Maybe you can't see it, so maybe you have to take a photo.
Well, the first one, I know what this is I just know what this is.
It's like something that repeats.
Yeah.
You say nothing because you speak better. No, sorry.
Alice, have you the picture of you with? Is that you? Is that you? Okay. Who's this?
Mine.
That's yours. Okay. Send me that. Oh, actually. Don't look up. Don't look up. Okay, just see if you can understand. So, here, that group. Do you understand all of those? What? Girls, give the boys some view. Okay, so not like that. give it the boys. Honestly. Honestly. So,
Small together here.
and there's a little hole in the tube, for example. You don't. Yeah, so sometimes you will have maybe a shower. So water is coming out from the pipes. Do you know, have you heard of WikiLeaks? WikiLeaks. The web page. So what is happening is the information from these big companies or from the government is leaking out. Okay, it's being released. That's why it's called the WikiLeaks. Okay, so Alice, Fabiola, Vicente, Paola, and Wendy, you should have got access now to a page where you have the definitions of all of them. Okay, so can you, and you can share with your partner. Okay, so you can send to Luis. I don't have everyone's numbers. Okay. Now I had to do it very quickly, so I'll go through the list myself very quickly and see if there were any errors.
Like they were along the top edge, not what this is now she but I
And then if I update it, you will see that Vicente does not have the pictures, which was the second picture for this. So at the top of yours, if you refresh yours. You should see that yours are not the same as Daphne's. There's something better about Daphne's and possibly Tom's than yours. Turn yours around. You will see in a second.
I mean certain things.
If you refresh, you will.
Yes.
Refresh the page.
Or inside.
Show me this. Can you refresh the page? Refresh the page.
Yeah, with images.
Okay.
Refresh the page. Better. Thank you.
Where are we? Which clothing?
Okay, you see, so the bird, the chicken makes plop, 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 plop like this. So it's like what's cooking, it's an advertising phrase. What's cooking? Yes, yeah. I've only 2 seconds to do that.
It's okay, thank you.
It's like a treatment.
Yes, sir. So you're correct. Sort inside, and it generally just means a collection of different types. So very often, for example, when you get chocolates and it's like an assortment of chocolates. Okay,
Very rude, strict or unkind. Okay. Moisturizer, lotion,
no, sometimes they have chocolates in there. They don't. Okay, right. Stop. Okay. Now, everyone, one sec. What is terrible about that board? If you're trying to learn vocabulary, what's terrible about that board?
They are too much and they're all together.
Yeah, okay. There's way too many words or expressions for you to learn, and they're in a list. Okay? I keep telling you, lists are not really the best way to learn anything. But there was something different about this. You did not learn them in a list. You learned them when you were outside. And then you put them in a list. Okay? So, of course, maybe you're going to have a list sometime. Okay? You're going to write down in your notes a list or whatever. But try to categorize them. So if I give you this list, now I haven't had time. I just did it while you were on your break. I put the words on the board inside that document. And I only had about 3 or 4 seconds to find little pictures to go with this. Now, for those of you who are going, oh my God, this is amazing. You realize I do this every day. Okay, I put this kind of stuff in the documents that I give for you every day. When there's words, like for example, this group have words during the class that maybe you didn't hear, I'll put those words in the document, and if I can, I put pictures beside them, okay? So that you have more than one way of learning the vocabulary, and I put them in an example, okay? So you just have pictures and definitions. Later I'll hopefully give you examples. Now it will be a bit later tonight because I have to go to the dentist and I have to teach another class after this and another class after that, so I won't have time to do it immediately, okay? So it'll take a bit longer. But a lot of it you learnt in context. The ones from the other groups you didn't. So really what you have is a list, so it's probably not going to help you that much. But the skill of doing this on your own, without me. So you can create pictures like this. You just have to go online, put them beside your notes, or you can draw a picture. Or you can just have a picture in your head, okay, an image in your head. If you do it well enough, you can learn a huge list like this very, very quickly, very quickly. I would say, for example, most of you, if you have 15 there, that's 75 new words or expressions. I don't know if you're 15, but 75 words in 1 hour would be quite an achievement. Okay, I wouldn't guess that most of the weeks you would learn 75 new words. I don't learn 75 new words in English every day. Okay, so let's say I pick 1 or 2 of these that I think are reasonably useful. How do you pronounce that word? Ableist. Ableist. Now I'm going to give you a few other words, and this is how you could learn this word in context. Now I want you, with your partners, to guess the meaning of the word when I give you these words. Okay. Guess with your partner what you think the word ableist is. Okay, off you go. What do you think it is? Just guess.
Yes,
Now don't look at the definition. Try not to look at, some of you looked at the definition. Okay, any suggestions? Any suggestions what ableist means? Any suggestions?
A person who doesn't have faith about God, for example.
No, that would be an atheist. Ableist. This is related to disabled people. So you have sexists are discriminate against whom? Or on what basis? They discriminate against, let's say, for example, so against the people's sex. So if I was a sexist, I would treat women very badly.
Yeah.
If I was a racist, what would I be doing? I'd be treating different races of people very badly. If I'm an ableist, what am I doing? I'm going to treat who very badly? Disabled people. Okay, so that's you're ableist. Okay, you're treating people differently on their ability or disability. You understand that? So when I saw it first, I saw ableist. I would think, is that a German word or whatever? It takes a few seconds for me to go ableist because it didn't exist really when I was young. Okay, but it is common now. It's common now, but it wasn't common when I was young. So I thought, oh my God, the German word ableist. Okay, now if I give you this.
It's impossible to say.
What is that?
Kind of bread.
Yes. If bread is healthy, I suppose it's as healthy as it can get. So it is very, very common in Ireland to get this type of bread. It's a little bit acidic. It's a little bit, if you want, sour. Now, what's that mean? Dough.
Cookie dough.
Yes, so you will see it in this context. You will see it in cookie dough, which you will get on ice cream flavors. Okay, so you go in, you get the expensive ice cream, you might get cookie dough ice cream. You will also see it for pizza dough, okay, bread dough, and someone or some group also got it in this context.
It's like the brand Play-Doh. potatoes,
Sorry.
yes, the thing on
Okay, it comes from that source. Okay, donut. What's a donut? If I took out that, do you know what it is? Yeah, it's does, yes. The typical American spelling is without the UGH, but the pronunciation is the same. Donut, okay? And you have to make a dough to some extent to create the donut. The nut is the little round thing, for example, that you need to use to tighten objects, okay? So, kind of like that. That's terrible, but sometimes you will have a nut and then oh God, that will show you a bloody...
Over with something.
like a glass.
No, nut and bold. I'm useless at showing these. No, not nut and bold. This is a nut. Okay, this is a nut. Okay, so and that's a bolt. So nut and bolt is that. So it looks like a nut. Okay, it's round. There's a hole in the middle, etc. And the dough is from cookie dough, sourdough, etc., etc. Okay, so you learn that, you get more than one word for free. Okay, so just like ableist, learn it in context with other words that are similar. Sexist, racist, feminist, not feminist, what would be the otherist? I can't think of any off the top of my head. Okay, but put them together, you'll get more than one word for free. Also, how many of you went into the supermarket? Everybody. How many of you saw the free magazine at the entrance? Okay, so if you opened up this and you get this for free, it's like a free textbook. I guarantee I could teach a class for a week on just this thing that has about 40 pages in it. That has lots of vocabulary, lots of grammar that you don't know. And on this board, you will find many of the things in that magazine. Food. A lot of the vocabulary on this board is food. This is food. Those green onions, they're called scallions in Ireland and Scotland, and spring onions in other places as well. Okay, coriander, that's a herb. Plum, it's a fruit. Parsley is a herb. Cauliflower is a vegetable. Okay, butcher you're going to see in many, many supermarkets. If you go into Tesco, they will have a butcher. What's a butcher? There's a place in the supermarket where the butcher usually is. Now, not all supermarkets have a butcher. It's the person who does the meat. Okay? So some supermarkets have a butcher in behind the counter. Lidl, for example, does not have a butcher. But even in Lidl, you will see on the name of certain products, butcher. Okay? So this is recommended by whatever, etc. Lots and lots of these things are food related. Give me other ones. This. So Kyo is the name of an Irish family name. So the pronunciation is Kyo. And your lipstick looks absolutely lovely there, Paula, again. Okay? So Kyo's crisps. Crisps. Okay? The pronunciation of this is Kyo. If you look in the vending machine, I'm pretty sure you'll see them. I could be wrong, but I thought there were. When they go out there and see if there's something called Kyo's Crisps. I think there might be a yellow bag, I don't know. Okay, cashews. It's a type of nut. I quite like them, okay? They're sort of like that. Okay, that's the shape. I'm not very good at all. And honeyed. What do you think that is?
Honey?
No, it's not there.
Something made by honey?
Well, no. Honeyed means they put honey over the nuts. Probably they put honey and salt.
They just produce honey.
No, these ones. Oh, the bees produce. I thought you said honey comes from cashew nuts. Okay, yes.
I like that.
Okay, so again, you'll find lots of these words are to do with food. Like, for example, what's a rooster? Anyone know what a rooster is?
Oh, the animal.
Yeah, it's the bird that goes it's the daddy chicken in the morning, cock-a-doodle-doo, etc. But in Ireland, you're going to see it in another context. Rooster potatoes. Rooster potatoes is probably where you saw this, and it's the red potatoes. Okay, they have red skin. You'll see them in most supermarkets. They're very common, so you're going to see the word rooster. So if I just gave you rooster instead of rooster potato, you would not know what this is.
But why say rooster?
It's just the name of it, okay? It's just the name. Now, there are lots of other contexts here. So, for example, I'm pretty sure some of you went to, what you call it, that perfume, I don't know, do they sell perfume or candles or something? Lush, where is it?
Lush.
This one. What do they sell in that shop? Does anyone know?
Like a body wash.
Body washes. Does everyone know this shop? Okay. This one.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look at this shop, okay, just look up the shop. Shop. Is it Henry Street or something, is it?
Yeah, close to Spire.
Look what they sell. Look what they sell. But when you go in the shop, there's something very obvious about it. What's very obvious about that shop? I've never gone in that shop, but it's so obvious.
I smell.
Smell, and what else? Look at
Fresh.
the colors. The colors are very vibrant. If you say something is lush, it's full of that vibrance and well, not only that. So if you look at the definition I gave you, okay. So if you look at wherever that page is, there it is. You'll see full, rich, beautiful, and you can describe plants, food, or luxury. Why do you think they called their shop Lush? Because they wanted the English native speaker to have in their minds, oh, this is luxury, this is full of color and life, etc. So it's a good name for a shop, I suppose, that's selling these kind of products. Okay? So again, you're going to see quite a lot of these words every day. Now, how many of you think you're going to remember that lush means something like, oh, luxury and... You think? Why? Why? Why are you going to remember that?
Lush is a shop, is a brand, and so no, but it's linked to the.
Yes, that's what I've just been explaining for 3 minutes. Yes, thank you, Carlotta. Very good, Jackson. Okay,
because I like luxury things, so
yes, but
I'm gonna remember.
I don't know if you'll remember.
No, me love.
Maybe you will, but I'm pretty sure if you have in your head right now some image, and you pass by that shop regularly, you will remember it. What I mean by maybe Alice will not remember it is because she will probably not pass by shops with the name Lush very often. But if you do, and I'm not going to tell you, okay, go home and study these. I put them in the documents, but you don't look at them all the time. By the way, I will put the information also in the regular document. But if you repeat it often enough, by just even seeing it, it's going to go in your head. A lot of this information you're going to see quite often. There was one expression here that is very, very common. Where is it? There's something about buzzer. Use the buzzer. Use the buzzer to enter. What's the buzzer?
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. Well, very often you're going to, especially in big cities or whatever, maybe the doctor is, like for example, I have to go to the dentist today. I think the dentist is on O'Connell Street. Now, if it's on O'Connell Street, there's no dentist on the ground floor. You have to go upstairs. So probably, I don't know, I've never been to this place. You'll probably have to press a buzzer. So use the buzzer to buzz in or whatever, etc. And there's another example of that somewhere. I can't find it though. Anyway,
This
okay?
comes from, this word comes from buzino or buzz, the sound from bees.
Yeah, exactly. Well, what if I press that button? What's going to happen?
Oh,
Yeah, it's the noise. It comes from this. And why would you say buzz in? Why would you say in? Buzz in. Buzz yourself in.
Inside.
Come in,
Well, if I wanted to go out, what phrasal verb would you use?
come out.
Huh?
Go out.
Go out.
Buzz, buzz. What? Buzz out.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to buzz out and buzz in.
Ah.
Okay? So you can learn phrasal verb. It's not technically a phrasal verb, but similar enough. You can learn these words in context by going around the city and opening your eyes. So when I asked you at the start, okay, have a conversation and you tell me what verb or words you don't know, you were learning the words in context. Well, here you're learning the words in context in your daily lives. I'm not going to ask you to study this for homework. I will give you pictures, and if you want, there's a good benefit of giving you these documents. You can translate them in seconds. All you have to do is get the document and translate it with your phone. It's instant, almost instant. Now, I'll go over one or two other expressions maybe, and then we'll go on to another activity. There was one, okay, so this very, very often happens. This one, this does not. And, okay, this one very often you'll hear as well. What does hop mean?
Getting.
No. Hop literally means what? Ladies, what does hop mean?
Like.
That's what hop means. Jump, jump. Which animals hop? They're famous for it. Kangaroos are famous for hopping. Okay? Now, if somebody said hop on the bus, what do they mean?
Jump on the ball.
Now, is that really what they
Go
mean?
fast.
Is that really what they mean? No. Enter the bus. They don't mean jump on the bus, literally. But you know it from the context of on, not from the hop. And what do you think the opposite is? Hop off the bus. So you look at those tourist buses that go around Dublin very often. It'll be called a hop on, hop off bus. You can get off wherever you want. This one here, what's clucking? Okay, now this verb to cluck, it has a specific meaning which I told the two boys earlier. That's to cluck. Okay, that's as good as I can do. Now, if somebody said to you that was in KFC, in Kentucky Fried Chicken, that shop, would you understand what it means if on the window it says, what's clucking? Okay, what's clucking? What do you think that means? Pathetic bloody sneeze I've ever heard there. Thank you, Paula. There she is, the guilty party. If I came into the class today full of chicken, okay, I'm bringing in a chicken, a bucket of chicken from KFC. What's cooking, folks? What do you think I'm asking?
You want to eat chicken?
No.
What's happening?
Yeah, what's happening? How are you today, etc. It has absolutely no meaning in the regular language. It's advertising language. Okay, they're trying to advertise to you that, oh, chicken is the greatest thing in the world. You should eat more chicken, blah blah blah. And then they're trying to include this in your regular everyday life by just saying, how are you, instead of saying, how are you? What's cooking? Okay, do not use that, please. Please never ever use that. Okay. Like for example, does anyone know what the advertising for Casa Forbes is? Anyone know?
Yes.
What is it?
Where you're drinking.
No, not that one. That's the one that my former student said. My former student said Casa Forbes College, where your dreams come to die. Okay, it's not that one. If you go into the student room, it says Casa Forbes, come aboard. Okay, come aboard. Now, what does that mean? Anyone know?
Yeah.
Get on a boat. Get on a boat. But here we are on the good ship, Castle Forbes, and you're sailing to fluency. Unfortunately, you're in room number 9, where the boat is the Titanic. You understand that? You're going to
Where is Jack?
Okay, Jack, I'll tell you where Jack is. He's under the Atlantic. Yes, very good. In the Atlantic, I should say. Okay, next one then. He's my replacement. Leonardo DiCaprio will be teaching you next week.
When you are
Okay? Next one, this one. Now this is the last one that I will do. Actually, no, I'll do 2. Break that word up. Wind shield. Wind shield. Well, you know what that word is.
Yes.
What's this mean? Anyone know what a shield is? Again? Yeah, protection in the army. You know, you have a sword and then you'll have a shield as protection. What do you think a windshield is in your car? Protects against the... For me, sometimes instead of windshield, I'll call it a windscreen. What do you think it is? Oh, that's the wipers. That's the windscreen wipers, or windshield wipers. Anyone know? It's the window. Yeah, it's the front window. It's the front window. You don't say the front window of the car, you say the windshield. Okay, but again, you're breaking up the word. If you learn windshield, you get wind, if you know what wind means, but you also get shield. And you get the verb to shield. To shield yourself from bullets. Protect yourself from bullets or whatever. Okay? So if I, for example, go like this, how are you going to shield yourself, Carlotta? Yes, but unfortunately, the coat is over here. Okay? So she... Oh, with her phone! With her phone she can. Excellent. Okay? So I love the way Carlotta was going. Okay, like this. She's trying to shield herself. Okay? Sometimes you will see the word shield for insurance companies because it's like for protecting you from danger or whatever, etc.
Ah, like kind of something.
Yes, okay, for protecting you against whatever sun, UV rays or whatever. This word, assortment. Break it up. Break it up.
Sort.
Yeah, inside that you will see the word sort. What does sort mean? Kind. If I told you, oh, here's an assortment of cheeses or an assortment of chocolates. Varieties, yeah, a lot of different varieties or sorts or kinds. Variety. The pronunciation is variety. Okay? So when you're learning some of this vocabulary, it will be easier than others. I don't expect you to remember that word. Corbels. If you look on the document that I gave you out, I showed you what a corbel is. It's in one of the pictures. Look at the picture in the list. Okay? You'll see corbel and you'll also see cornice. So some of you have the same words. Corbel. Cornice. Is it a word that you know the name of in your own language? Do you know what that is in your own language? Do you know? Probably not. Who would know? Who would know?
No, I don't know
Yeah,
my own.
exactly. Which people would need to know? Which people would need to know those words? Architects, anyone else? Builders, anyone else? Maybe interior designers or something like that. Maybe archaeologists, maybe if they go far enough back and they're revealing the buildings in other, maybe Greece or whatever, etc. But you don't need it. It's not something very, very important for you. No, a corbel.
It's in the right way? No.
Yes, corbel. It's the same here,
The
corbels.
document says corbels, not corbels. B-E-L.
Well, usually it depends on the spelling. Sometimes you will get the opposite. Okay, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
Okay. So again, some of this vocabulary will be more relevant for you than others. Okay. Again, Don't try to learn every single one. If you go to the hairdresser, you will need to know the word trim. And many of the ladies in this class, especially the ladies, very often go to the hairdressers because they're obsessed with their hair, aren't they, Paula? So if you went into the hairdresser and asked for a trim, what are you asking for? A cut, just a short, a cut. Like it's not going to take style of it, take a little bit off, etc. Okay? So for example, you might trim your beard, like for example, this man over here, look at Vicente's beard and mustache. He needs to trim, etc. to look this good every morning. Okay? So that's what that means. Some of this vocabulary will be more relevant than others. Okay, the next activity, I will go over the vocabulary and give you activities that you can do. There was one other thing, I'm not going to do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. I was going to do a bingo with you. The bingo would be this. I am going to select 25 of those words. You can look at it tonight for your homework, which you never do. You can look at it tonight, and tomorrow I am going to call out a definition. Okay? I'm going to call out a definition. So let's say definition for number 5, blah, blah, blah. And you, if you know the word, so number 5 might be, for example, a type of potato. Okay?
Yeah.
And then number 5 is rooster. You will take that off. Okay? So this is one way that you could practice the vocabulary. Okay? You can gamify it. That's what Duolingo does. Duolingo is not the best for very, very many things, but lots of you like gamification because you are from that generation who like video games or whatever, etc. Okay? So I will give you an activity for that. However, the next thing that I want you to do, you will do this tomorrow as well at the start.
What would be the base to choose the vocabulary?
Oh, my choice. My choice from this. Any of these.
Word or from the
Yes.
images?
Oh no. They will be the words. They will be the words. They will be the words. I will give you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. Okay, right. Oh my God. Right, what? Okay, No.
We saw fruits.
No,
like the-
Aladdin, wherever Aladdin is.
Aladdin is the first one.
Okay.
We saw in a
Yes, no. It's Aladdin, the character. That's what it is. Okay, it's the cartoon character Aladdin, or from the books.
No, but we saw.
Yes, I know what you saw. Yes, I know what you saw.
But why they wrote that word?
You will see tomorrow, or better still, you will see tonight when you read the document. Okay, excellent, very good. Yes. Look at how many people are going to read the document. Right. Anyway, stop.
Tonight.
Stop. Thank you very much. To be honest, some of you have forgotten that I have a gun. Now, just to clarify, the next activity, and I will do this tomorrow as well in the probably the start. Maybe not. Okay, I'm going to ask you to create a podcast. Okay, a podcast about the cuisine of your countries. Okay, now it will be again for 2 minutes. You do not need to have the video, you just need to have the audio. Again, this will help me and you learn something about your pronunciation. Okay, and it will tell me about how good are you at grammar, and it will tell me how extensive your vocabulary is. Okay, you understand that? So it's quite easy to create a podcast. It's very easy to create a podcast. All you have to do for now is create the script for the audio that you will record. So just like the last time when you were recording for the history documentary, you had to speak, and I could identify quite a lot of errors from you. And, to be honest, a lot of you have got better just in 1 week in your pronunciation of particular sounds. For example, Belen is now starting to pronounce last consonants. Now, there are still 2 or 3 sounds that she needs to get better at, but I will work with that. If you don't give me the audio, then it's very difficult to identify your individual errors. If you give me 2 minutes of audio, that's why I don't know about Paula as clearly as I do about Dr. Fernanda, because she spoke and Paula did not. But the rest of you, I could identify almost all of your typical errors because I had enough material. Okay? When I'm going around and listening for you, I can't hear all of the pronunciation issues.